Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at X-Men issue 33, and we have a trading card that has Storm on it. Storm doesn't actually appear in this issue, but well, it's nice that she's on there. There we go. There's the back if you want to pause and have a read. We all know who Storm is, let's be honest. So, our story begins with Sebastian Shaw, the traitorous mutant, now human, trying to build a stronghold for whoever wins this, whether it be Mutant Dom or Orchis. He's playing at both fields now, and he sends Shinobu Shaw to Mandrapore to take out some squatters, and they send in the Reavers to achieve this. So, As the World Burns, written by Gerry Duggan. Joshua Cassara is on the art. Romulo Fajardo Jr. is on the colors. VC's Clayton Cowles is on the letters. Tom Muller and Jay Bowen on the design. And it's got Trader in Our Mists, which is Shaw, basically. So, Emma Frost is giving everybody an update. So, there's been some high targets taken out, including Dr. Status. The Captain Krakoa has been exonerated by a jury, but she sends to deal with him at a time of their choosing, while he is sprouting anti-mutant plans, etc. And then we finally sort of learn what happened in the sewers. The X-Men made it look like they had perhaps already been raided and they had already escaped. In reality, these Orchis that have discovered these tunnels actually realize it's trap, but he actually says no, this trap. Wolverine's like, hey, I think that's my line, bub. And then it's all bloody massacre, and Emma Frost is saying how thankful she is for his dark talents. But yeah, what a spread that is. That is a very cool spread. I do like that. And the bit with him being on the tunnel sort of reminds you back to that Dark Phoenix story where he fell into the tunnels taking on the Hellfire Club guards, which actually some of them ended up being Reavers, if you remember correctly. So, Callisto is in trouble, so Emma Frost sends Shadowcat to free them. Shinobu Shaw comes out and sheds some light on what's going on and what it's all about. So, in reality, we find out that Sebastian Shaw, I feel like he arrives really early. It's literally they're clearing out the nest. Why wouldn't you wait a few days to arrive there? But what Shaw plans to do, he is hiding a high target Orchis member of staff, one of the founders, Dr. Killen Devo. And if Orchis win, he can rebuild. Orchis can be rebuilt. If Orchis lose, he can turn in Devo and look like a hero to the mutants. However, his son is spilling the game out. So the X-Men arrive to take Devo. However, Devo has got some tricks in his mists with projectors to the negative zone that Damage Control found when Reed Richards went missing and Orchids confiscated, etc. So Devo no longer has a brain for Emma Frost to reach in, and they are literally, Sync is literally using Marvel Girls sort of Jean Grey's telekinesis to keep them from going in there, but the ineffable seems to be on there. So Miss Marvel has a plan to reach out to Doom and call on, well, she says the New Mutants, quite ironically, but I don't think they're called that, as Doom says, deploy the X-Men of Doom. Which is brilliant, and they just come flying in like this, and it is literally over in a nanosecond. You see this blazing Psy go into Devo, and Devo slowly falling out, etc. And he says, Orchis must survive, I must survive. And then, well, this lady takes her out. I can't remember these X-Men's name. Wolverine offers pretty much a place to be on here. She's like, save your breath. I have no interest in joining the X-Men. And he says, yeah, the best ones always say that, etc. So Cyclops has touched base with Emma Frost and confirms that Ala Gregor is killed, and that was in the fall of the House X issue 3, which I think I reviewed probably a couple of weeks ago now, or ran through the story a couple of weeks ago, whatever you want to call what I do. And she's like, well done. And he's like, no, it wasn't me, it's a long story. And then Nimrod is beating Cyclops to hell, and he says, come see what we're doing if you dare. And if it doesn't, it matters not. So this sort of just continues that main story, just a slight little bit where you've got all this other bits in the background, which is great. And I think it's worked really, really well. Sometimes these side stories in events they're literally just there, whereas this feels really part of that bigger story, you know. Just a couple of scenes just fits into that big story, whereas this with the high targets, etc., it all fits so well, so brilliantly, and Gerry's done a fabulous job. And I think, if I remember rightly, Gerry is writing that main story, whereas Killen's doing the rise of the powers of X. So, you know, it's easy for him to make these things probably fit a bit better than a writer who's doing main story, and then lots of other writers doing lots of smaller side stories. So Emma is updated on the fact that, you know, the whole thing was to have mutants versus humanity and destroy each other, so that Nimrod, Omega Sentinel, and Moira could build their great machine, which is Sentinel City, and it is rising. I think this was, if I remember correctly, built on the moon, but this looks like it's landing on Earth. I could be wrong. It looks like it's landing on Earth, or it's heading towards Earth, one or the other, or it's in another dimension. We'll probably find out in that next issue. So yeah, fantastic issue. There are 2 more issues left to go, and I'm looking forward to perhaps this finishing, and you know, with a bang, which is great. But it certainly feels a little bit more. I thought they were. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I felt like once Orchis took over, this has been coming to the end quite quickly. Within a space of a year, this will be done. You know, I felt like, and they do this. Marvel do this all the time. When the bad guys finally get some things in, it feels like, you know, I mean, I remember New Avengers and Dark Avengers came in, Osborn's Avengers, and I really did enjoy the Dark Avengers, but it felt like it was over too soon. And perhaps this is over a little bit too soon. But then I guess the other thing is, if you drag it out too long, it becomes, people get bored of it. So there is an element of that, I guess, you know, to this story's been running since 2019 now. Ooh. So almost five years in the making, the whole piece from start to finish. So, you know, if you look at it that way, maybe it is time to end this. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens next, because that is the big thing. What happens next? Because I don't want it to go back. Part of me does not want it to go backward. It can't go backwards. It's got to move forward. But it's got to be just as capsulating as this, and that's probably not even a word that I've just sprouted out, but it's going to be very interesting. Whoever takes this over has got a job. And don't get me wrong, I've Gerry Duggan on X-Men, fantastic. I still felt like when Jonathan Hickman got that bigger job, he just sidestepped and let Gerry take it over, probably with the same, he probably gave the what he wanted to achieve, because that's what you do when you're in charge of the department. This is what we want to achieve. This is the goal, and you've got to reach that with your talents as writers. But it always did bug me that he did such a short run, and then, you know, gave it over when he got a bigger job. So anyway, that's just me griping again. Anyway, if you like my video, please support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. Thank you to those already subscribed to my channel. Make sure you look after yourself. Very important these days. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.